Yo, what up? Today, Fraud just got teased at the PC gaming show. And it's only a minute-long trailer, but we're gonna do some analysis on this one. Looks kinda sick. It's confirmed to be coming out this year. Exciting stuff. But first, I'll just show you the trailer, and then we can do some analysis. So let's roll that. Alright, so that was the trailer. Pretty crazy, not gonna lie. But first, I just wanted to preface this with what the definition of fraud is. One of the top definitions is a deception practiced in order to induce another to give up possessions of property or surrender a right. And I think we see a little bit of that here. In the first scene, we see V1, go into a TV that sort of magically transports them into a hallway, which then gets shrunk, and then they go into another room, which also just completely changes shape. So the idea of some sort of, deception being practiced here is definitely accurate. Because as we also see in the next scene, another long, unending hallway lined with lion statues. And then it cuts to V1 sort of magically falling and then going into the ending of Interstellar. If you know, you know. And then we see the new enemy, which definitely is some kind of angel, but if it is actually an angel is still yet to be seen. But we also see this angel enemy shoot a familiar, undodgeable, sort of pinkish purple beam cross attack. And we don't really get a good look at any other attacks besides that. And then the ending also has V1 going back through another television to the end, and also an angel doing angel stuff, I guess. And yeah, that's the trailer. So now if I go back to the definition of fraud being sort of a deception practiced in order to induce another to give up something or a right, I believe that might be what's happening here. Hell manifesting this sort of inconceivable, deceptive place to make people and things give up and just sort of surrender to its will. And if we look to Dante's Inferno, which obviously inspired this game, fraud is said to be 10 ditches leading down the final circle, each filled with its own crimes, its own forms of punishment. It was said that the circle was divided into 10 ditches, each holding a different type of liar, and each had a unique form of punishment. These 10 ditches are anything from hypocrites to thieves to falsifiers to diviners and such. So is it possible that in later levels in Fraud we're going to see even more varied levels and designs? Because as I said, in the end of the trailer we see V1 go to what looks like some sort of bathroom. Also in Dante's Inferno, Dante and Virgil encounter many famous figures from history and myth in each of the different ditches of Fraud, ranging from Michael Scott to Pope Nicholas III, and even Odysseus and Diomedes, who are condemned here for their role in the Trojan War. So is it possible that we're going to see some historical figures or references to them or other characters in Ultrakill's lore in Fraud? Maybe. And for my last point, why do I think that there even is an angel down here? What would an angel be doing all the way down here? One that looks to be quite powerful. I have no idea. I'm still of the opinion, honestly, that this is not a true angel, and instead is a fraud of a real one that hell has just sort of conjured up. Because why would there be statues of angels this far down when there are none other? There's none other angel statue except this one, conveniently placed in the middle, that later in the trailer conveniently shows one directly spawning on top of it. So, but yeah, that's all for this theory. Can't wait for this to come out this year. We'll be doing lots of playing on that. But until next time, hit the buttons, follow me on Twitch. Be ya!